Welcome back to the People Who Live Here podcast. My name is Mal. I have here with me Nate. He is the guitarist for a band called Affirmations. They're a local band, and I'm here to talk to him and obviously talk about Affirmations and talk about his musical projects going forward. So Nate, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So Affirmations, how did this happen? You were in a band before this as well, right?
Yeah, I was in the band Coasting on Potential that I started with some friends when I was in high school. That was in 2014, and then that ended kind of because of COVID when everything was shut down. There wasn't really anywhere to play or anything. We had just we were releasing new music, and everything kind of got put on hold. So in 2021, that band disbanded, and then we actually tried this other band for a little bit that never took off or anything. We just wrote like 6 of like the heaviest songs we could write. No one's ever heard it, and they probably never will. And then I got out of a former relationship and then moved back into a house with some guys in the band, and then we just started writing, and that's kind of how we got here.
I'm curious, what was the band you were in where you wrote 6 heavy songs, and what genre of music is that? Because when I think heavy, I think of like hardcore, so like Sanction and Knocked Loose.
Okay. There's this band. Have you ever heard of a band called Darko?
I have not.
Okay, it's got the guy who's the vocalist for Chelsea Grin, and it's just very, I don't know if you call it deathcore, but it's very heavy and there's weird techie sounds in it. So there's a project called Virus, and it was like 3 of the guys who were in this band were a part of it, and then there was another guy from Elmira playing drums, and yeah, it was just very angry, aggressive music, and it just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to break into the hardcore scene because there's so many local hardcore acts all over the place, you know?
Very much.
Yeah, I know that like there were some great venues around here. I know the Bundy got kind of like taken over by like college kids.
Yeah.
But there was a place called Av DIY. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I played there a lot.
Dude, Av DIY was crazy.
Yeah.
I saw Sanction there.
Oh, you went to that show?
Yeah, that was like that was the heaviest show I've ever been to.
I heard that one. I think the guy who's the singer in my band now, Justin, I think he went to that show. We played when Kubla Khan came here. We opened up for that show. It was like Kubla Khan, Vatican, and Left Behind. That would have been like 5 or 6 years ago now, though. But DIY was a really cool venue.
Yeah, they were all playing in the half pipe.
Oh, you're thinking of HCS, right? Because DIY was the office space.
Okay, no, I'm getting them mixed up.
Okay.
So I saw Sanction at Av DIY.
Okay.
That was near like 2019. So like,
yep,
I had just got out of the Navy.
Okay.
When I had seen them, and that was like a super heavy show. There was a guy who used to show up in a luchador mask.
Oh wow.
He used to go to a lot of those shows. And then HCS is the place, the half pipe.
Yes.
That is the place I'm thinking of. Are they still around?
I think so, but I think they do limited shows. I've seen over the last few years some shows have been done there. I don't know if they're as frequent as they may have been in the past. We only played there like one time, like almost 10 years ago.
There's one place that they're kind of like a mini art gallery now. They're a skate park. It's out in Vestal, off the Vestal Parkway.
Yeah, you're talking about Castle Gardens. Yeah, the HCS skate park.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They do like art stuff now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they did a exhibition called Assault on the Art Scene.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was pretty interesting. They had some really interesting stuff, and like I'm a photographer.
Okay.
Like I went in there and I was like, hey, so you want to display my Polaroids? Like,
oh, did they do it?
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay.
They didn't. Well, they said like they were like reach out to me, and I just never reached out to them.
Oh, okay.
Because so I moved, and when I moved, I lost hundreds of Polaroids.
Oh, did you lose them?
I don't know what happened to them.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened to them. It was hundreds of Polaroids, and like
moving sucks.
Some of these were like I hadn't scanned them yet, so like they'll never be seen.
Ooh.
And it sucks because like I had some of my best work. Because like I fuck around with Polaroid a lot, like Polaroid 600, like the square integral film.
Okay.
I fuck around with that a lot, and like I've used it in a studio setting where like I've had a subject.
Yeah.
And like I had them pose for me.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, that went, I don't even know what happened to him, unfortunately. But getting discovered is fucking difficult.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can.
Especially because like everybody's a photographer now. Everybody has a phone in their pocket.
Yeah.
And is it the same with like your music? Because I imagine you get booked a lot locally.
Well, this band hasn't even played a show yet.
So this is like brand new.
It's new. So we released the first song like a year and a half ago, way before we should have. Like when it came to writing the music, I didn't even like me and my roommate Justin. Well, I used to live with him. He's the singer, and we like write majority of the music together. We would sit there at breakfast, like, what kind of music do we want to write? Like, we just couldn't really figure it out, and we just brought our other guitar. Who's our guitarist now? He's also Justin. We call him JL, and we got him involved. And the three of us used to play in the Coasting on Potential band together, and we wrote the first song, which was like we've kind of released them in order. So like we've released 3 singles, and each one is like we wrote this one first, this one second, this one third, and yeah, like we pretty much started writing the music without the idea of how we were going to play it live. And with the last band, it was really just plug in and play. We didn't need anything for it. But with this band, because we've done so many like added synths and all these layers to it, like we need to use backing tracks. So we had to build an in-ear monitor rig so that we can actually play it live. And
that's crazy.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's very cool though. And like we run digital amps now and everything. And before it was just like, your standard amp head and cab, and like it depends on who you talk to whether it's frowned upon or not, but I mean we've ran the practices and like it sounds pretty crazy, so I am excited. Like we're pretty much there. I know they want to do like one more out loud practice with everything to make sure everything's running smoothly, so hopefully in the next month or so we'll start playing the shows. I'm really looking forward to it.
So what genre of music would you call it? Because like when I think of like synths in like not so much like synth pop, like 80s synth pop.
Yeah.
When I think about like music and bands nowadays, I typically think of bands like A Day to Remember.
Yeah, they're like my favorite band.
I love A Day to Remember. I saw them live not too long ago.
I've seen them 12 times. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
did you go see them last year at the show in Syracuse?
Yes.
Oh, the one with the yellow card?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, that was a Yellow Card rocked it. Too.
Yeah, I
didn't expect
Boundaries
it.
Crushed it.
Okay, so Boundaries, here's like, I love Boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries, like Body in Bloom is, oh my God, like that's a phenomenal song.
Yeah.
They were not the kind of opener I would have picked for that show.
Yes.
Because they were a lot harder than like Yellow Card.
And everyone was still just coming in.
Yeah.
Like just showing up. I was like, we were in the pit for it, and I was just like looking around. I was like, this is going to be just like a watch-up band and just stand here, not get pushed or anything. It was very cool to watch. Don't get me wrong. But I agree with what you're saying. It's like they went on, then it was State Chance, then Yellow Card, then I was like, yeah, it was a little rough.
Yeah, I can't I don't know why they did that. Like that was such like an odd choice, but like I was glad to see Boundaries live.
Yeah,
I
same.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
There was a mini pit that opened up during Boundaries.
There was, yeah. My buddy got punched pretty hard.
Yeah, did it?
Yeah.
I stopped going into pits because back when I was drinking in like 2019 before everything had shut down.
Yeah.
I used to get into pit. I used to just slam like 8 beers and hop in pits.
You can't feel it when you get hit.
Well, that's the thing is some guy fucking spinning back fisted, cracked me in the jaw, and I thought I broke my jaw.
Oh, wow.
Like he hit me so hard. I was at some basement show.
Oh.
This is like right before COVID hit. This is in like extremely late 2019.
Okay.
And I remember it because like my friend had to go to the bathroom and he's like, well, I don't know where to take a piss. And so I used to live on the west side of Binghamton.
Okay.
So he just walked around the corner and like went home, took a piss and came back.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to plenty of basement shows, but I've also, just like you're saying, like I've had my fair share of like getting hit and just being like, wow. Like I went to, it was around the same time actually, like end of 2019, I went to the Westcott Theater in Syracuse, I believe it was, and it was Knocked Loose and Stick to Your Guns. Mm-hmm. And during Stick to Your Guns, I got clocked so hard that I just felt my equilibrium shift. It was brutal.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean by that.
I didn't start kickboxing around that time. I did kickboxing.
Kickbox?
For about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I did kickboxing for about 3 years. I did jiu-jitsu for about 6 months. Jiu-jitsu didn't make any fucking sense to me.
Okay.
But in kickboxing, like you get hit and like sometimes like people hit you hard. if I had been kickboxing and that guy hit me with a spinning back fist, I probably would have been fine.
Yeah.
You know, because like I had been used to getting hit at that point. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I was not prepared for it. And Knocked Loose is probably a super heavy show too.
Yeah, I saw them open for A Day to Remember one time. It was a little crazy.
Knocked Loose opening for A Day to Remember?
Yeah. It was 2019. It was Boston Manor, Knocked Loose, A Day to Remember.
Holy
tiny
shit.
venue in Poughkeepsie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about an opening act.
Yeah. It was a great show. It was a very good show. But I've seen some bad injuries. The same show, I remember me and my buddy were going upstairs to the bathroom after Stick to Your Guns played, and there was this dude, and like his whole orbital was like cracked. And like it was like indented, and like my buddy was in like EMT school or whatever at the time, and he was like, "You need to go to the hospital right now." And his friends were like, "Nah, he's fine. Just put this gut tape on. He's fine." And I just was like, "Dude, that's brutal." I was like, "We're not even at the headliner yet." Like, and this is whatever. Hey,
what did he do? Did he like?
I don't know
what happened.
I don't know. He was just in the bathroom when we walked in, or maybe we were washing our hands and we were getting ready to leave, and he walked in. But he was. I don't know if he was drunk or he was just that concussed that he didn't know what was going on, because it was brutal. And I was like, well, I guess we're gonna go watch the show now.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't see what ended up happening to him because I was in the bathroom upstairs. But hope he's all right.
You said you're not from here.
No.
So where are you from?
I was born and raised in Bremerton, Washington State, which is like, I want to say like an hour and a half outside of Seattle. But where I was from, if you got on a ferry, you could ride over to Seattle in like an hour. So I moved here to Endwell when I was 15, which was like end of 2012.
Did you, I feel like you missed it. There was a period of time here in Binghamton where there was a big local scene.
It depends, because like from what I've talked to with people over the years, is that the scene just goes in waves, and like
it does.
It depends like where you are in the scene, in the sense of like what era I guess you're in. If you can hop on the wave and like get something, like, you know, people are like reacting to your music. Because I've seen it when like no one's going to shows, but I've also seen like periods where like everyone's going to shows.
Yeah.
So I didn't start going to shows though until like local shows. I didn't get into like 2014. I was pretty late.
So there was a pop punk era here in Binghamton when I was like probably 11 to 14.
Yeah.
And they used to play at the VFW halls all the time.
What bands?
I Am Brave was one of them.
Okay.
Shit, I can't even remember all the Lilac Night.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Yeah, I've known the guys in Lilac Night since like we started playing. They were like the band that really helped us out in the beginning. And
I'm glad to hear they're still around.
Well, Lilac Night isn't. They all have other projects now.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Tyler, who is the singer, he's in a band called Second Suitor now, with John, who is also the drummer of Lilac. He's the drummer of Second Suitor, and then Tom, the guitarist, is in a band called Tom Jolou. I don't know if you've heard of them, any of these bands.
I haven't heard of any of them.
Okay, yeah, they're all like still doing their thing. I think Lilac ended in like 2017, but yeah, like we had a very good like close run with them, like in the sense of like they were just always putting us on their shows, and like they were the band like drawing in for the pop punk scene.
Yeah,
so it was very cool at the time.
I know that I Am Brave, actually, I want to correct myself, they changed their name.
Okay.
To the Heisman Hopefuls.
Oh, the Heisman. Yeah, that was Tyler's band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Their drummer was Tom Towner, and he was the drummer for Coasting.
Okay.
Yeah. So I never got to see them though. I just heard the stories, I guess, and saw the videos of them.
Dude, I used to sit outside of those fucking VFW halls. I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
12 years old. I'd be out there smoking fucking cigarettes. And then I remember my friend who went with me all the time always carried on a can of Axe body spray.
Yeah.
And we would just spray the shit out of ourselves. Because, you know, my dad would come and pick us up and smelling like cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Yeah, those were like really good times. And then like there was kind of that wave in like 2018, 2019 with like, you know, you had the two hardcore venues, HCS and DIY were up.
Yep.
They were up, and now I don't know where we're standing because I know that I heard that two big promoters actually ended up leaving the area.
Oh, okay.
They were like two really big promoters. I don't know where they went. This is just what I've heard. I don't know how true it is.
Okay.
they ended up leaving the area, and then the hardcore scene in Binghamton kind of died down after they left.
Okay.
I know the Bundy does shows,
Yes.
but
I've gone to a few of them. It's a cool little venue.
I don't like the shows there.
Oh, you don't?
I feel like
I've never played there.
I feel like they've been like taken over by like people that are just in the scene. Just they're not there for the love of the music. They're there because it's like a social thing.
Okay.
I feel like
I can't really speak for it. The only band like God, I remember the last time it's been years since I've been there because I think I've only been there like 2 or 3 times just to watch some of the bands I still enjoy in the scene. Like I'm not like very tapped in at the moment other than like the few I know about, like Stay Off the Fence is one of them. Those are 2 really cool guys. They're brothers and they're in the band together. And then there's a newer band called Magenta that my current drummer is the drummer for. And they're like a pop punk band that started playing earlier this year. But a lot of bands are also playing at the Crowbar in Binghamton. I don't know if you've heard about that.
I heard about shows going on there, but like I've never actually been to one.
Yeah.
Because like
Pretty packed.
like being in a bar for me is kind of like
I
I don't
understand.
drink.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I going to a bar?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like that's also kind of why I stopped going to shows is because like aside from like nicotine, I'm pretty much straight edge.
Yeah.
Like I don't smoke weed. I don't, nothing like that.
Oh, that's good.
So like going to like environments like that, I just feel like out of place and I'm like, why am I here?
You're not the only person I know like that, so I can definitely understand that.
I miss the days where like I'm assuming you know about this because you seem like a music guy, obviously seem like a music guy. And I wish that I was around for the 1980s straight edge punk bands.
Oh, okay.
Like Bad Brains, Black Flag, Minor Threat, Rites of Spring. Like I wish I was around for those guys because their shows were probably nutty.
I watched a documentary one time, and it was just basically, I don't know if you ever heard, it was called The Other F Word. It was about like all these punk rock people like that, like they basically grow up and they become dads and like going from like that punk era to like fatherhood basically. It's very interesting, and like they show a bunch of footage of like what the shows used to be like Black Flag and all that thing, and it's pretty cool. But I agree. There's sometimes I'll watch like old YouTube videos of certain shows and like different eras, and I'm like, that would have been fucking awesome to be there. Not a cell phone in sight. Like everyone's just like actually invested in it.
Yeah, those days are gone though. Like,
yeah,
especially the whole straight edge thing is like, that's just not a thing anymore.
I still know some.
Like the like straight edge bands.
Oh, bands. I just meant people.
Oh, because like Minor Threat was like producing songs like In My Eyes.
Yeah.
Where, it's songs about like, you say you like the taste, but you just think it looks cool. Like,
fair.
That was like, their music was straight edge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, the drummer of Coasting, he's been straight edge like his whole life. Like when we were all in the band together, he was also like, but he never had like an issue, I guess, or some sort of qualm with being around it. You know what I mean? Like he saw us pretty messed up a few times. You know what I mean? But he was always like very chill and understanding about it. But yeah, no, I mean, I definitely don't drink or anything like. Well, I drink, but like not as much as I used to.
Yeah, I feel like when you get older, you kind of don't.
I'm very much a homebody now. Like, just stay in with my girlfriend, and we just moved in together. But like, stay home with the girlfriend. Like, we just started Peaky Blinders 2 nights ago.
So you're invested.
Yeah, so like that's where I'd rather be now.
How long have you guys been together? If you don't mind me asking.
You're good. Open. You can ask whatever you want. We've been together now for about a year and a half, but it's pretty cool because we were like best friends for like 10 years. Like 8 or 9 years. Like we've been friends since like 2016, 2017. And it was like the first time we were both like single and like we were reconnecting like as friends. And I was just like, we'd always been friends, but life happens. And then we started working together again because we used to work together when we were younger. And then I just asked her on a date and here we are. It's been great.
Oh, how long has it been?
Year and a half.
Year and a half. Wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, we just moved in together like a couple weeks ago, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. That's really cool. Dude, I love hearing about like people's like successful relationships and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like relationships are hard to navigate, and hearing people navigate through them successfully,
it's like, great. Yeah, trust me. I hear about some of my friends, some of the shit they go through, and I'm just like, dude, that sucks. Like, like some of the stuff I've heard in the last year, I'm just like, wow. I'm sorry. Like, it sucks that there are shitty people out there that will do shitty things to you, but it's a win when you find someone who isn't like that.
Dude, and dating apps, dude. Dating
Couldn't
apps
do
are
it.
fucking horrible.
Could not do it.
I'm blessed. I have never dated a girl that I have met off of a dating app.
I've never been in a relationship with someone off a dating app. No.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. Like, I'm not, like, I'm a texter if I know you. Like, if I don't know you, I can't have a conversation through a phone with you. Like, I need the in person to actually get to know someone. And it's, yeah, no, I'm very fortunate that I can say the same. Like, I have never met someone off a dating app and then dated them.
Dude, I had gotten, so in October of 2024, I moved into this place.
Okay.
And I had just gotten out of a relationship. It was like a 7-year long relationship.
Okay.
And I had just moved. I was living with a friend, and then I moved here. First time living alone. Just depressed as fuck.
Oh yeah, it's like a reset for yourself when you all of a sudden are out of a long-term relationship trying to like navigate.
Dude, I got lucky because I went to a Halloween party. My buddy was like, "We need to get you out of the fucking house." Like,
Yeah.
so I go to this Halloween party, and everybody's talking, and I'm just sitting in the corner, just not even looking at my phone. I'm just sitting there, just watching people. And this girl comes up to me and I was dressed in a banana costume because that was the only thing left at fucking Spirit Halloween. And I'm sitting there, not even on my phone. I'm just looking at people like mingling. And this girl comes up to me and goes, "Why do you look so sad, Banana Boy?"
Oh,
Been together a year and a half.
there you go.
So
Hey, as long as you're happy.
I am. She's great.
That's good.
I've been blessed. All the women that like I've ever been with have been amazing women. And I have nothing but like, even though like we're not together, I still have nothing but respect for those women.
Yeah.
I think they're great. But to get off the topic of dating,
Yeah.
Your band,
Mhm.
do you have any shows booked yet?
No, like that's the thing is like every time we get together, I'm just like, well, to be fair, this month has been kind of like our guitarist, he had stuff going on like every weekend in December, getting ready for holidays. He was going on vacation. Then he got sick at the beginning of the month. Then I got sick at the beginning of the month. And then my girlfriend and her daughter also got sick. So everyone, it's just been a rough start to the year in terms of sickness. Everyone's like just trying to get better, but like we're hoping, I would like to start playing next month. Like I know we're ready. It's just more or less like the only things like we're trying to make sure we have down 100% is all the new equipment we're running. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just this whole rig. The guy, our vocalist built with, like I said, it has like the mixer in it, and then he connects his laptop to it, and then we're all running these wireless like in-ear monitors so that we can hear the click track, and we all have our own mixes that we make on our phone, and it's split so that you guys are hearing something different than we are. So it's like a whole new world for us, and like we pretty much wrote like an entire album, and that should hopefully be coming out this year too. Like I said, we've only released like 3 songs, but there is a whole album. I just finished tracking it like a week or 2 ago. And it was one of those things like where we just kept writing, and like the layers and what we were putting in the songs just kept getting, I guess, crazier from a certain standpoint, so that like when we got to last summer, it was kind of like, we got to buy all this equipment so that we can like do this live. Because the only way anyone's going to actually like, you can promote online, and I see bands do that successfully in their own way, but with our last band, and I tell the guys at this band, like, the only way anyone's ever going to hear this album we just spent like years writing is if we get out there and start playing. Like not just here, but like, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, PA, like Jersey. Like that's the only way you're going to start to like build something so that people actually hear it. And like it's really what we just want at the end of the day is people to listen to the music.
It sounds like it's completely DIY for you guys.
It is, but like, I mean, my guitarist said this like a couple weeks ago. He's like, if I saw a band show up with all this shit like 10 years ago, he's like, I would have fucking hated this band. And we were all just laughing. It's like we were just always like, set up the cab, put the amp on top, plug in, like just turn your volume knob up. Like, all right, we're good. And now it's just like our vocalist Justin will go around probably with an iPad and just adjust everyone's levels, because we don't even need amps anymore. Like we can just go like DI right to the PA system, like all 3 instruments, like bass and guitars, and then all the backing tracks are coming out, and we have a subwoofer for the bass drops and like any sort of 808 part. So it's a little silly for a live show.
Dude, I can't believe there was a period of time where like the lead singer of the Heisman hopefuls, Tyler,
Yeah.
he used to fucking take his microphone and he'd swing that thing
Yeah.
around.
He was always swinging
Yeah.
and throwing it and catching it. Yeah, he
Dude,
was
that
great.
was so fucking badass.
Yeah, Tyler was always such a dope dude to us. Like I remember the first time I saw them, it was our band Coasting. It was like it was like our fifth or sixth show. And we were playing at one of the American Legions in Binghamton, and they went on right after us. And we'd heard about them like throughout like the years, kind of, but like maybe like a year or so, we'd heard about Lilac Night, and then they just went on and crushed it. Like it was instantly like, oh wow, like for a local band, this is like really fucking good. And we met them all after and talked to them, and I remember when they asked us to like start playing shows, and they put us on right before them, like on a 4-band bill, and we would just be like so stoked because like like we're actually gonna get to play in front of people. Because like sometimes you're the first band on a show and only like 10 people are there, and they're like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes people only show up for the headliner. I understand like when people are getting out of work and stuff like that, but it is nice like when you're. I think I was like 16 or 17 in high school, and Lila's putting us on the show right before them. So it's like we're going to actually get to play in front of a crowd tonight. This is exciting.
Yeah. And so did you go to Binghamton High School?
No, I went to Maine Endwell.
Okay.
Maine Endwell. Yeah, no, I almost went to Endicott, but then I ended up going to Maine Endwell. And like talking about that, like going from where I went to school in Washington, like the town I was in my whole life, to getting to here was just like, it was just like culture shock. Like it was a whole other world, like getting here.
What was so different about it?
I mean, you know how like, there's like trends and stuff like that. So like with high school kids and like what people are wearing, like what everyone was wearing on the West Coast at the time, like I don't know if it just hadn't reached here yet in terms of like high schoolers or whatever, but like, I wore Vans and like, obviously I had like the ears and piercings and stuff like that. And so everyone was just like very big into like Pacsun and stuff in Washington, or like Zoomies at the time. And so like getting to Maine Endwell, it was just like a lot of boat shoes or the Sperry's. A lot of kids were wearing those, and like khaki shorts and like Under Armour, like just very like, because it's a sports school. It very much was a sports school, and it was very clear about that.
It's a rich kid school.
So people have said
Maine Endwell,
yeah,
rich kid schools.
Yeah, and like I remember going to my first class like on my first day, and it was just like seeing the smart boards, the touch boards that like that blew my fucking mind as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, like I was used to like either like a whiteboard or a chalkboard. Like some of the classrooms in my school were so old that there were just like chalkboards, and then getting to know people and like hearing about how big they were on, I guess, like I'm all for like, no bullying and stuff like that. Like that was cool that they were like, they had like a zero tolerance policy for bullying, but I wasn't prepared. Not that I was a bad kid in high school, but like the punishments for like certain things people would do. And like you get sent to Columbus if you had like,
oh yeah,
like weed on you or anything like that. And like I remember in Washington, I knew a kid and he was selling weed on campus, and then we saw him a couple of days later. He was back. He's like, yeah, it was just 3 days school suspension. No repercussions. So I was like, I never saw a single fight at Maine Endwell, and that blew my mind because like in Washington, I don't even know how many. Like it wasn't like every day, but like significantly, like, I was just like, wow, we saw a lot of fights there. So it was just like a night and day difference coming here, and just I was like the only kid with like stretched ears at the school too, so that'll make it stand out.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I know. I went to Endicott in Binghamton.
Oh, okay.
I went to Endicott, then I moved to North Carolina, then I came back here like 3 months later.
Okay.
And which like that whole North Carolina story is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But like, I was there for 3 months, and I went to like 3 weeks of school because I was just skipping so much.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting expelled, and my mom forced me to come back to Binghamton.
Yeah.
And like I was getting bullied like you wouldn't fucking believe, because like
really
I had long hair, and like I had long hair and these thick glasses, and like people down there would like call me like the F slur. They were like, oh, you're from New York, you think you're tough. And I like didn't know how to explain to them, like, I'm not from New York City.
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
like I'm not from a big city. and they would like they'd be like, oh, you think you're tough and stuff like that. So I was getting into fights pretty regularly. It wasn't even a fight. I was just getting my ass kicked pretty
Okay.
regularly.
I'm sorry.
Um,
That's tough.
and then I moved back up here and I go to Binghamton and I was like, all that stuff you hear about Binghamton, about like how horrible it is and like all this stuff. I had the best fucking time of my life at Binghamton High School. I like people there actually liked me. I had friends.
Yeah.
I was like getting invited to house parties. It was just a bunch of stuff. And I had a great time at Binghamton High School. And not only that, but like one thing I like about this area, I don't know how it was where you're from in Washington, but in Binghamton, we are very lucky because we have a very diverse population here.
Yeah. That's
like we have a very diverse population here, and like you get a taste of like every culture.
Yeah.
Like when I went to school, there were like Muslims that wore like hijabs, and you're going to school with like Latinos, you're going to school with blacks, and you're going to school with all these people. And it's truly a blessing having grown up in a community like that. And I know that's not the case for most places.
Yeah.
Was that how it was where you were from?
To a degree, yeah. I actually never really thought about that until you just said that. Like, I was just thinking about the school I went to in Washington, and it was definitely more like that than Maine Endwell. But Maine Endwell was like, I know it had the I guess preconceived notion that it's a rich kid school and stuff like that. I never really had a problem with anyone in Maine Endwell. I wasn't like a popular kid by any means, but someone like my senior year, I remember I was pretty comfortable by senior year in terms of like my way around the school and like who I was friends with. And I ordered Domino's to the school one day. It was a, free period. I was like, I want some Domino's. So I ordered it to the school, met the driver outside, and I gave it to this girl who I kind of knew, but like not that well. I was like, you want a slice? I got large pizza. And she took it and she's like, I always thought you might be the one to shoot up the school. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, that's crazy.
Wow.
Just like based off look, like what was your reason? I don't know. I was pretty quiet. Oh, maybe that was it. But
dude, that's crazy to say to somebody. Holy shit.
I wasn't like really offended by it. I probably laughed, but I didn't think I was getting off those vibes. I really was just kind of kept to myself. But I had my friends, and I'm still friends with almost everyone I was in high school with. Like I talk to people my age now. I'm like, how many friends do you still have from high school? They're like, one. I'm like, oh, like I'm very fortunate with the friends I had there and the friends I still have now. And like pretty much, like I said, all of them, we went to Maine Endwell together. But yeah.
Dude, I have one friend that I've been friends with since pre-K.
Oh, really?
We've been friends for 25, 26 years now.
Damn.
And we still talk every single day.
I have one friend that we're coming up on 20 years from Washington. We talk pretty much every day, but like we don't get to have like long catch-up conversations anymore because like there's also a time difference. They're 3 hours behind us. So, but 26 years, that's impressive.
What was I about to ask you? Do you visit Washington a lot?
I haven't been back since 2015, and I visited 3 times since I moved. And it was one of those things, when you're like a teenager, it was like, as soon as I turn 18, like I'm out of here, like I'm moving back to where I'm from. And like I had that mentality, but then like I made friends here, like my whole going back to kind of the music thing, like the one thing that kept me positive the entire time with moving here was like playing guitar in the hopes that I could start a band. Because I moved to New York about like 4 or 5 months before I started playing guitar.
So you're like still like kind of...
Yeah, no, I didn't start playing until I was like 14, 15.
I thought you were going to say, I started when I was 5.
No,
guitar prodigy.
No. That would have been cool, but no.
Actually, I just talked to Gary Wilson.
Okay.
Do you know who he is?
I don't.
I'll put you on him after the podcast, but
okay.
This guy is a musical prodigy.
Yeah.
By the time he was in grade school, he like knew how to play violin, cello, stand-up bass, regular bass, trumpet. Like he knew how to play tons of instruments.
Wow.
He learned how to play the guitar by drawing the neck of a guitar onto a piece of paper and pretending like he was playing the chords.
That's so funny you say that because the bassist in my band, Matt, wanted Guitar Hero so badly when he was a kid that he made a guitar out of cardboard, and he would watch YouTube videos and just strum along to it.
That's crazy work.
And he's
That's so awesome
expert now. He is disgusting at it. So yeah, that's really cool though, especially like for a guitar. Like,
Yeah.
to learn. I mean, yeah, I'm talking about Guitar Hero, but like that's really impressive that you could do that like with an instrument.
I don't know. Some people are just built differently. I've never been one for like music. Like I play a little bit of melodica and I play a little bit of ukulele.
Oh, that's cool.
I just really like music.
Yeah.
Like I'm a music guy. I like all genres. I like R&B, pop punk,
Yeah.
hardcore, jazz. Like I like it all. Cause I don't know. I feel like music is just such like a human thing.
Yeah. It makes you feel something.
It does.
Like in a variety of different things, depending on what you're listening to. It's great. No, like some of my best memories are like playing shows, going to shows, and just so many things involving music. And like I never, like when I was a kid, like I wasn't a big music person. Like I listened to what my mom played in the car, which was like a lot of like Billy Idol and Queen and stuff like that. But going to like my first couple of like actual show, like concerts, like big name bands, like seeing Blink-182 for the first time, like pretty much like changed everything. I was like 13 or 14 and I was like, you can play a guitar that loud? Like, I never got to the point where I could play that loud, but like, that was like the coolest part is like, because we'd have to have these silent practices sometimes when we were in coasting, and it was just like get to the venue. It's like you can turn it up as loud as you want, pretty much. So yeah, no, I've been very fortunate too to like see a lot of the bands I always wanted to see the last couple of years, and going to Warped Tour every year.
Oh, Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. So many good memories.
Mm-hmm.
Having to be like, oh, but the Ataris are playing Boys of Summer. Then I got to go to this band because
Yep.
they're playing this song.
Yep.
And then
trying to get it through the crowd and everything. You're in like the sun all fucking day, but like you don't care.
You know what the darkest period of music is for me?
What's
in my
that?
opinion? Funny. I don't like you grew up around the same time as me, so you're gonna remember this. Broken Side, Dot Curve, The Millionaires, bands like that. I don't know if you remember that era of music.
I don't. I actually.
Oh, you've been saved.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. That was like the whole like crunkcore era of music.
Okay,
With, like Broken Side is
all you had to say was
horrible.
crunkcore. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I never listened to any of it though.
Oh, you've been blessed.
Yeah.
When I was like 12, I was bumping Broken Side.
Okay.
And they're like listening to it now. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why?
I don't think like I have really like any. I don't know. Like I said, Blink was like the first band that ever like made me pay attention to music for some reason. Like everybody knows the song like I Miss You.
Great song.
Yeah. And like I was just such a kid and like didn't know anything about music that like when first time I heard it, I thought it was one guy singing. I was like, how is he going so low with his voice so high and like random shit like that. But I remember it was like my 7th grade or 6th grade birthday. And there was this kid who like in my town where I was in Washington, he went to like all of like the hardcore local shows and stuff like that. So he was like, as a 12, 13-year-old kid, he's like, oh wow, like this kid's very involved in something that I have known nothing about. And like I got an iTunes gift card, and I basically was like, music, like download some music on my iPod that like you think I'll like. And like, yeah, he put Blink on there and For Those Who Have Heart by A Day to Remember. And like those albums, like to this day, I still listen to. And like, I don't even know where this guy is now. But like, yeah, he kind of like created a life path for me musically without me even realizing it, which is pretty cool.
And Blink-182 is great. Like, Enema of the State is such a good album.
Yeah, I love that album.
And like, there's songs that I like by them. I really like by them. Like, Feeling This is like
that's my favorite song.
Phenomenal song. Yeah, like I love that song so much. But Blink was revolutionary. Like, I don't think we would see the bands that we saw without them.
Yeah,
they're one of a kind.
Absolutely. No, I've been very fortunate too. I've seen them every year since they got back together with Tom. So
Tom's into some crazy shit now too, isn't he?
Yeah. He like had to go prove aliens are real, then he's like, all right, I'll come back. Like, it's all good. It's crazy. They were actually playing Aliens Exist on the tour. And then behind like them, like on the screen when they'd be playing would be like all these like conspiracy theories, news clippings, and it would just be a picture of Tom and it would just say like Tom was right.
That's crazy. That's the most Blink-182
thing
they could possibly do.
Yeah.
Like they do not give a shit about anything.
It's very cool though.
Yeah, your music, so when you first picked up a guitar,
yeah,
what were you thinking?
Well, I started on bass because I figured it'd be easier because it was like mainly like just 4 strings going through it. And I was like, this will be easier to convince my parents to let me get this. And I think they got it for me thinking I wouldn't stick with it. And then once I learned how to like, because like basic bass playing is just like the root note is like, you just make a chord out of it on a guitar. So I just figured that out and I was like, oh, I guess I can play guitar now. And then, so of course, like my only like regret, and it's not necessarily a full regret, is that I started by playing Blink songs, which are the easiest songs, as opposed to like, I have friends that like started by playing like Avenged Sevenfold, for example. So like their riffing is like pretty cool. And like, I don't know, my guitarist in my band loves John Mayer, but like that was something he got into like in the last few years. So his playing has just leveled up just by learning John Mayer songs, just like the technique, and he knows all the scales and he knows the neck so well. But yeah, I think after that was when I started learning. I don't even want to call it intricate. I learned how to play breakdowns.
Yeah.
So
Which like do you like, speaking of like the MySpace era like genre of music?
yeah,
Never Shout Never.
was never a fan.
Have you heard Eat Me While I'm Hot?
No.
It's Christopher Drew's post-hardcore band.
Okay.
The All My Friends EP by Eat Me While I'm Hot is fantastic.
Really?
It's really good. Like, I'm not a fan of Never Shout Never either. There's one Never Shout Never song that I like,
Okay.
and that is Dare for Distance.
Okay.
Other than that, not a fan.
Gotcha.
But Eat Me While I'm Hot, all one word. It's post-hardcore, Christopher Drew. Really good.
Okay.
Really good. And I think you'd be into it because
Okay.
it's similar style of like music that you do.
Okay.
They do like it's kind of what I was getting from like your band is like kind of like post-hardcore, pop punk kind of stuff.
To a degree. I mean, that was definitely the Coasting band. Those are like two of the biggest influence. This one's like, I don't know. It's so hard to like when people are like, oh, what does it sound like? It's so hard to tell, like say in a way that like I can't really, I don't know. It's because it's so many influences in the songs, like the 3 songs we put out, all 3 of them sound different from each other, like musically, like instrumentally wise. But like I try to believe that our vocalists, like the vocals will basically tie it all together to give it the cohesiveness, like when the album is out and people can listen to it front to back. I'm hoping it does anyways.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. I liked your music when I listened to it. I checked out all 3 songs that you sent me.
Oh, cool.
I liked them. I thought they were awesome. I hope that I get to see you guys live one day.
I'll definitely send you the information. Yeah, as soon as I figure it out.
I would love to like hear you guys live one day. Even if it is at the Bundy. I'm like I said, I'm not a fan of the Bundy.
Yeah.
But if you guys are playing at the Bundy, I'll fucking take one for the team. I'll show up.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'm definitely interested in like, because that's the thing with like finding out bands, like your band is brand new, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So the only thing that's gonna happen is you guys are just gonna keep on evolving.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Like you guys are gonna keep evolving. So like I love catching bands early and watching them like, here's our first EP. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's our first album. Here's our next album. Like I love catching bands at that point where they're still fresh and they're still new, and then just seeing like, okay, I like this about their first album, but their second album, this is what I like about the second album.
Yeah, I already told them like I'm itching to write again. Like, because some of the songs like, we wrote like 2 years ago, and like we're the only ones who've heard them. Like the 3 songs that are out, like everyone's heard, like, well, not everyone, but like anybody who's listened to those. But like, I just think it got better because like we were starting to figure out what we were doing. Like when we wrote the first 3, we were just like, oh, this isn't really cohesive. But then it kind of shaped the way the rest of the album was going to go. And I think like the last 2 or 3 songs that Justin and I wrote, I'm just like, yeah, these are fucking winners. So I'm really excited for when it comes out, and I'm hoping like once we start playing, we can get a few months of shows under our belt, and then the album will be done, and we can release it and have the release show here and everything like that. People will give it a chance. So, but I mean, like navigating like social media is hard too. Like when you don't really have much going on other than like, basically like without saying, it's like we have some pretty fucking cool music. You just don't know yet. Like you haven't heard it yet. So it's kind of tough in that regard. I just want to play. That's really it.
And like building a social media presence is difficult too.
Yeah.
And like hopefully we can get something out of each other.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully
Yeah.
we can get something out of each other. Hopefully, like, you know, like I said, like if one person hears your music and goes, I fuck with this, like
Yeah.
that's the job is we did good.
Yeah.
You know, and like you're helping me because I get to have a unique and interesting voice on this platform that I'm trying to expand and build upon. Your writing process.
Mhm.
Like take me through your writing process. Like from starting from like, okay, I thought of this guitar riff. Now what are the lyrics going to be?
Well, it's very different. So well, let me try to think. The instrumentals are always done first. So it usually starts with a guitar riff. There was one song on the album that we didn't start with a guitar riff that we were just like, let's try to like find some like we like to like sample things and make weird sounds out of things and like the synth. So we started one song on the album that way, which ended up being a really cool song. But majority of the time it's a riff, whether I have a riff or Justin, our singer, he has a riff. We'll go in, we'll pull up the computer because we'll usually demo it. We demo everything out first, and like we write fast too. We'll usually like if we're onto something good, we'll have the song instrumentally done the next day. And as we're writing it, he's already humming over it and pretty much has a melody figured out of how he's gonna sing it. And I wrote lyrics for the second single, Solo, but he's wrote all of the rest of the lyrics for it. And it's kind of one of those things where like we were practicing some of the songs as a band and he would just sit there because he was still writing them or hadn't written them yet. And then you get to hear it for the first time and it just brings the whole song together. Like I'll tell him, I'll be like, that melody is fucking catchy, dude. And I'll just kind of like ask him what it's about. And like, I don't know, like the songs are usually like pretty like, I don't want to say serious, but they're all very personal to him. And they're about his perspectives going through things in life or something he's been through. So it's kind of changed. I'm curious if it'll be different next time. There was a couple songs too where our lead guitarist, like we left the leads open so that he could come in or we send him the demo and he can mess around with it for a few days. Then he'll come in and add his flair. Our bass player, Matt, he's a very good piano player. So we'll bring him in sometimes to do synth. Yeah, so it's kind of different on every song, but some of them, Justin and I, like the next day after we've started it, we go to work, we come home, and then we'll be like, we both are like kind of pitching each other ideas of where we think the song should go. And usually like we end up finishing it that night and we're pretty happy with it. It's very rare we'll go in and change things, but we'll go back and usually add more layers to the song. So like they're stacked with like synth sounds, backing vocals, and a lot of stuff like that, I guess. But yeah, it's changing. So I'm hoping the next one's a little bit different than this, but I was happy with, how it all worked out, I guess.
Your synth player, I've always wondered this ever since like, because I love 80s synth pop.
Okay.
Does your synth player only know how to play synth or does he know how to play
So we don't actually have a synth player, but our bass player, he knows how to play piano and we have like a MIDI keyboard, so we'll have him play the synth. So on the song Solo, that song was kind of like, I also like some 80s like synth pop and stuff like that. So that was kind of the vibe we were going for with it. At least I was. With just the chorus, hi-hat, drum beat, and then there's like the synth as the lead for the song. Yeah, like he came in and we only had the guitars for that, and then he added that synth, and I was like, oh, dude, like you just made the fucking song. Like that's awesome. So
it's crazy how one component can just completely change a song.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been moments where we're just like, fuck, that's awesome. And like that's how I feel when I hear the vocals though. I'm just like a couple of the guys haven't even heard the vocals yet. I think me and our bass player Matt, because we all lived together. It was me, Justin, and Matt. We all lived in a house together for years, and that's where we would write and record most of our stuff. There's another thing I don't know if I told you is like everything that we've released so far has been recorded at home, and Justin, our vocalist, he mixes all of it.
You beat me to the question because I was about to ask like, because these are like, I have another question lined up too that like can help somebody else that's like, if there's another artist in the area, they can like, like, so when you're recording, it's all completely at home. Like what setup are you using? What software are you using?
I know he's using Logic Pro. And he has like a DAW, I believe it's called, and I just plug my guitar right in, and he has so many like, I guess I don't even, God, I wish he was here for that. Like he has all these like different amps and stuff like downloaded into his system, so like we can kind of just mess around with any tone we want and like find any. We use this thing called Splice as well for samples if we're just looking for like um any sort of like, we have like these hey chants on solo where it goes like hey, and like those are just samples, so we just throw those into the song. But yeah, he's been demoing and doing music like since I met him. Like that, we met in high school when I was a sophomore and he was a senior, and he had a demo he gave me off GarageBand. That's where we used to demo, and he's just gotten better over the years. Everything we did with coasting, though, we used to go to an actual studio in Massachusetts to record, but he just kind of took it like he wanted the challenge of like trying to do something for it, like mixing wise and recording. And he's done a great job. I'm very happy with what we've done.
It probably saves you guys a lot of time too, because that drive to Massachusetts is
Yeah,
pretty heavy.
it saves us a lot of money by him
Yeah.
doing it, because it's like thousands of dollars when you go like record at like a big named studio, and we did that, and it was great quality, but
It's great that that's not the only option anymore.
yes.
Because back in like the at the drive-in, who is now the Mars Volta,
Hmm?
at the drive-in used to like catch a bus to their recording studio and like lug all of their shit down the street and like
Yeah, yeah, the one we went to this place in Massachusetts. I think they're mainline studios. They used to be Zing Studios, and the reason we went there was because Data Remember recorded For Those Who Have Heart there. Parkway Drive had recorded there. Under Earth had recorded there. The Devil Wears Prada had recorded there. So we were like, okay, they got a good resume of bands who've been here. So we went there, and like, God, it was like almost $3,000 for a weekend.
oh my God,
Yeah,
that's a robbery.
yeah, it was for 3 songs too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that wasn't even including like paying for mastering or anything.
Wow.
Yeah, the songs came out pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming this probably sounded great.
Yeah, no, I was happy with them. We never quite got them how I wanted them to sound, but those are just like little tricks we've learned along the way to make sure that like we can get these songs to sound how we want them to.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about, because it could be helpful to somebody who is an artist in this area,
Yeah,
promotion.
yeah.
How do you go about that? Like, how did you find promoters? Is there anybody that you would recommend somebody reaching out to if they want to be promoted?
For this band, it's been kind of tough because like, I mean, when I was in the last band, it was really interesting. Everything happened organically with the last one in terms of like us getting up there in streams or anything like that. Like we weren't really focused on any of it. We should have been, I think, but we really weren't. And everyone, it was really word of mouth, I feel like, back then. Whereas now we're like actually trying to figure out how to get the music out, and it's like a whole different world because like, I started playing when I was like 17 in the music scene, and now I'm 28. And it's just like you miss like a year of going to shows, and it's just there's all these new bands, and like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of hard because we had some help along the way, but the people that we used to like help us are doing other things now. Like people like sort of move on, I guess. You know what I mean? Um, there was this girl, and she used to come to our shows all the time when she was younger. I think she was a high schooler, and now she was a photographer. She's taken a lot of our photos at shows, and her name's Carolyn, and she's great, like great photographer. Now she's like actually like going on tours with bands and like doing photos for them, and like she'll end up like somehow she'll get passes, for concerts and stuff, like big like Fall Out Boy. Like I've seen her post, she's taking pictures of them.
Wow.
So I remember when we did our last release with Coasting, she did this whole like press release kit for us, and it was awesome. Like she actually helped us a lot. She got us like on music promotion websites and like podcasts listening to us and stuff. Like so she did great. And like now that we're like older, I'm like, okay, like I want people to hear our music. I'm trying to figure it all out. You know what I mean? So like we've sent emails to like um, music review websites and stuff like that, but like I don't really hear anything back. So
It's hard.
It is.
Especially because like you are just like a speck in the ocean.
Yeah.
So like getting anybody to first time listen to your music at like Pitchfork, for instance, is impossible.
It really is. No, and it's like it's so funny because like you tell people you're in a band, and like if it's someone who's like not really tuned in with music or tapped in, like they just, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? or if like people don't have the taste for your kind of music, then like I've heard coworkers throughout the years, like, I don't know, the bands that they talk about, I'm like, I'm not even going to bother to tell them I'm in a band because it's just like, so yeah, I've had interesting reactions, but the majority, like, obviously all your friends are going to support, if they're into music, like your friends are always going to support your music and come to the shows if you can make it. And then it's really like, you just want, I don't expect everyone to love it or anything like that. But if you can gain 1 or 2 fans from one show, it's like, all right, it's a win. Anything's a win.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you're in this stage, like you're just a local band, you know what I mean? Like you just want to go have fun and play the show.
In the guilty pleasures, I have some guilty pleasure music for you.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, okay.
I am a massive fan of Olivia Rodrigo. I love her music. I have Guts on vinyl.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm just like, do you have any bands that you're just like, I hate that I like them?
I guess like it's probably, I don't even think it's that bad or whatever, but like I fucking love Fall Out Boy, and
their first 3 albums are so good.
Yeah.
Like Take Us to Your Grave, I'm from Under the Cork Tree, and A Night Out with Your Girl.
Yeah.
Like really good albums.
So the only reason I say like guilty pleasure is because of like that era they went through in like the 2015, 2018 era.
Centuries.
Yeah. Like all of that. I did enjoy their last album, but like when I got into them, like, I mean, I'd been listening to them since I was like in 3rd grade, but like only the hits. And then I got really into them right before they got back together in like 2013. And it was like the Save Rock and Roll era, and it was super poppy and like, I guess overproduced to an extent, but I was just like, I don't give a fuck. Like they're back. And then their comeback tour was like in small venues. And I was actually going to visit Washington for the summer in 2013. And I flew out of Binghamton, got to Seattle. Well, I think I had a layover in like Philly or something, but got to Seattle, got picked up by my friend, had flown like all night. It's like a 6-hour flight. And then we went straight to the venue in Seattle and saw Fall Out Boy. And
that's amazing.
It's like a core memory because I got to meet them after the show. Everybody but Pete Wentz.
Dude, Pete Wentz is the best.
Yeah, he didn't want anything part of it. We got to meet Patrick Sum, the singer. So like, that's a big core memory. Like I will get like, I'll drink with my friends and I love Fall Out Boy. Like I saw them a few years ago.
It's interesting that like so many of like emo bands and like I think it's really interesting like DJs, like electronic music producers, have their roots in hardcore.
Yeah.
Like Pete Wentz was in a hardcore band.
I knew about that, yeah.
Skrillex was in From First to Last, which is Dear Diary of My Teenage Angst as a Body Count is one of my all-time favorite albums. Love From First to Last. Steve Aoki was really into hardcore, and he was like really involved with the hardcore scene where he was from.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that like hardcore has always kind of like been in the background. And it's just now getting to this point with like Knocked Loose's new album. They had Poppy on there, and like that song was wildly popular. And they were like the first ones to like hardcore is like the root of all of this.
Yeah.
And it's like hardcore music doesn't get the appreciation that it deserves, especially nowadays.
Yeah. No, I mean I've seen Knocked Loose a handful of times now, and it's like I really like. I don't know if. Obviously the riffs and the breakdowns are awesome and stuff like that, but I just feel like his voice is a huge part of it. He has, in my opinion, like a very unique voice and the way he yells and stuff. So, but I've never seen them and been like, damn, that was a bad set. Like they crush it every time.
His screaming is like, it's literally just somebody screaming.
Yeah.
It's not like, kind of screaming.
Yeah, I saw somebody ask him like what his technique was, and he's like, I just yell at the top of my lungs. And I'm like, that's very accurate.
Very. That song they did with Poppy got popular.
I saw them play it on Jimmy Kimmel.
It really?
Yeah, late night.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah. That's how you know though. Like if Jimmy Kimmel's having them on, then I guess
you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love emo music, so I'm a big fan of emo music. Modern Baseball, Marietta.
Oh, okay.
Those guys.
I never got into that. Like the Midwest emo stuff?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's good. I don't think it's like, I think some of it is amazing. Like, I think Modern Baseball's 3 albums are phenomenal.
Okay.
But like Marietta, I always thought was just kind of okay. But like, if you look back in like the early 2000s, those emo bands like Hawthorne Heights,
Yeah.
um, Attack, bands like that were awesome, and they got overshadowed by bands like My Chemical Romance. Like
Yeah.
My Chemical Romance is more pop than they are emo.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that was like looking back. I was a kid during all of that, so I just kind of got to. My sister, though, my older sister, she was a huge into My Chemical Romance when we were growing up. She's like, God, what is she, 34 now? So she was like a teenager during like the prime, like My Chem days, Fall Out Boy, like that whole era when
Yeah,
they all started like straightening their hair and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And I know you're a fan. I want to talk about this before we run out of time.
yeah,
You're a big fan of movies.
yeah,
I am a big fan of movies.
yeah.
What are your top 5 or
Oh
top 3?
God, I can't think. It's hard. I had a feeling you might ask me a question like that. And like, you ever see those letterbox interviews? Like where they're like
Yeah,
letterbox on, they're like, give me your top 4. I'm like, I would be terrible at that. Like, I can think of like movies that like I guess stood out to me like my whole life that I still watch today are like, I love like Martin Scorsese films. Like The Departed
yep.
is like one of my favorite movies.
Love The Departed.
Shutter Island, Parasite, obviously anything Christopher Nolan does. I love. God, a top 3 though. It's like I can just spitball movies like in each genre. Like like The Shining's my favorite horror movie.
That's in my top 3.
Okay,
My all-time favorite horror movie is The Thing.
The Thing. Okay, that's a good choice too,
Yeah,
though.
The Thing is just like everything about that movie just like comes together so well, and like the soundtrack of that movie is just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, like it makes your fucking ass clench. Like listening to that soundtrack is just like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, I've only seen so many movies in my life that have actually scared me. Now, like when it comes to horror movies, like my favorite kind, like I'm not like I don't need the gruesome stuff like that. I'm more story with everything, and like so like Hereditary is like one of my
Yep.
favorite movies
Love
ever.
Hereditary.
And
There's a 3-hour long cut of Hereditary.
no, I didn't. I've seen the
Yeah.
extended Midsummer.
The extended Midsummer makes the movie better.
Yes.
It adds more onto the relationship between Danny and her boyfriend.
Yep.
And I want to see the 3-hour cut of Hereditary. I don't know if they'll ever release it.
Okay, so it's not released.
It's not released, but it exists. And I know that Ari Aster, Beau is Afraid. Did you see that?
I did.
So I like that movie. I don't love it.
Yeah.
I like it. I give it its flowers though, because it takes some big fucking swings.
It does, especially the ending.
Oh yeah.
Not to like ruin it for anyone, but like I was so excited when that trailer dropped because I was like, oh, Joaquin Phoenix is gonna be an Ari Aster movie. Like this is gonna be fucking crazy. And then I watched it. I was just like, yeah, I didn't hate it. And like just like I watched Eddington, that just came out. I
like that one.
Yeah, I didn't hate that movie. I mean, I saw a lot of people were like slamming it, but in terms of like a horror movie though, the only one that has messed me up in like recent years was The Substance.
I didn't even see it.
That movie,
it got spoiled for me like 5 times.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was just from like just the way the movie even looked, like cinematography and the lighting and the colors. I was like it was very like Kubrick inspired for one, which was awesome. But it was just like I'm normally fine with body horror in movies, but like that one got me. Like I watched it with my girlfriend and some friends and her roommate and her boyfriend, and when I was over, like I was just like, if anybody had spoken up and been like, we should shut this off, I would have agreed. And like I normally wouldn't do that, but like that movie fucking got me.
My girlfriend's a big fan of that movie, and like she has been trying to get me to watch it since it came out.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't, and the reason I haven't is because everybody keeps fucking spoiling it for me. It like there are so many parts in that movie where like, and they're not even just like small parts, they're like major parts of the movie have been spoiled for me.
Okay.
And it's like I'm not gonna watch it because I already know like what's gonna happen.
I didn't know anything. I didn't even know what it was, and I'm usually like pretty in the movie sphere of like knowing what's coming out. And my girlfriend's roommate at the time had recommended it, and so me and my roommate watched the trailer for it. I'm like, all right, we'll check it out. And I just wasn't ready. Like I'll give it, like it's not a bad movie. It is a good movie. Like the creativity of the story and like where the plot goes is like very creative, but the ending is just like holy shit. Like There's like a scene like where a character's doing something, and we were just like, no, don't do it.
So The Substance, you were like, I want to turn this off, but
Yeah, no, it's a good movie. Like, I can't lie. Like, it is a good movie. But yeah, it's just one of those movies I was like, I don't think I ever need to watch that again. But I also liked Talk to Me. Did you see that one?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's another one I didn't love it.
Okay.
And I think that the directors, the Daniels.
Yeah.
No, they're not the Daniels. They're the Philippa brothers.
Yes. Yep.
Growing Pains.
Okay.
They're having growing pains.
Did you see Bring Her Back?
I did.
Okay.
And I like that one less than I like because so Talk to Me had the perfect amount of like information.
Yeah.
So it was like there's this hand, the hand exists.
Yep.
We know that like this person got the hand from this person.
Yeah.
But we don't know where the hand came from.
Yeah.
And it gave you enough information that you were like seriously like questioning the film, but like Bring Her Back didn't give you enough information.
I agree with that.
And that's kind of where I get hung up on it. But I thought it was like, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do next. It's kind of like music for me where like, you know, I love watching directors and writers progress and like see where they go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep on watching the Philippa Brother movies.
Yeah.
Cause I'm very interested in them. But
I'll give them credit though in the sense of like they had a scene in each movie because like when I went into Bring Her Back, I was just like, all right, like what's going to be the gruesome thing they're going to do in this movie? Like whereas in the first movie it was when the kid, you know, touches the hand and then he's going crazy on the table.
Yeah.
And then in this one was with the little boy and like the countertop and his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just like, oh wow.
I like that stuff. It was like there was one part in that movie, which like I won't spoil it, that genuinely made me like kind of like like look away.
I saw it with my roommate, and we saw it in the theaters, and he did the same thing. He just had to look away, and I was like, oh wow, that's brutal.
Yeah, that and have you seen the? I always ask this because I think this movie doesn't get enough recognition. Have you seen the movie Possession? It's directed by Andrzej Zwolski, and it came out in 1981. Isabel and Johnny.
I don't think so.
Gotta watch it.
Yeah,
it's a movie about like if you've ever gone through a bad breakup, you need to watch that movie.
Okay.
It is about what happens to us when we no longer have romantic possession over somebody.
Oh.
It's about like this guy, he comes back, he's an architect and he comes back from a dig. And his wife is like, I want a divorce, just randomly. And so he starts looking into it and he finds out that she's having an affair with not someone, but something.
Oh.
And it's very good. I love it. I have actually a limited edition copy of it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like my prized possession. Like I love that thing. That thing is worth like $500.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
And I'm a big fan of that. Pink Flamingos is obviously one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that movie.
I don't think so.
Dude, Pink Flamingos is an exercise in bad taste.
Okay.
It is like, for instance, like it is offensive to every group of people imaginable.
Okay.
And so like, for instance, the mother of this woman who is a drag queen, but they play it straight like she's an actual woman. But it's just like a guy in drag. His mother is a mentally challenged woman, and they keep her locked in a cage, and she is in love with the Eggman who delivers eggs.
What genre is this?
I can't even tell.
Okay.
I can't even tell you. It is like the most disgusting movie I've ever seen, and I love it to death.
Okay.
I love it to death. I think that so I recommend Possession and Pink Flamingos, and then Gummo.
Okay.
Which if you haven't seen Gummo,
yeah, I haven't.
Recommend it.
Okay.
It's about the violence of everyday monotony in life.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Do you have any guilty pleasure movies? Like a movie that is like people know is like terrible, but like you're like, nah, I can still watch this.
Veronica.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think I have.
Dude, Veronica, that Glenn Danzig from The Misfits directed it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so bad. The scene where he's like, looks like he got stabbed to death, loss of blood, and the detective just goes, nice.
Like, I know what you're talking about.
A horrible movie. But I love it. I love that movie to death. Do you have any guilty pleasure movies?
Oh yeah. My Probably my big one is you ever see Doom with The Rock?
Oh, I love Doom.
Yeah, I
Dude,
love
that movie's great.
It's like it is and it's not. Like there's certain movies like I've gone back and rewatched that I liked when I was a kid. I was like, "Oh, it really wasn't that good." Like I think I liked Doom so much when I was a kid because there was so much swearing in it, and I was
Yeah.
just like, this is pretty cool. And like that's when I mentioned The Departed. Like I saw The Departed when I was like in 4th grade when it came out, and that movie blew my fucking mind. And like I also loved The Matrix growing up, and it was one of those things where I think I just liked it as a kid because of the action. And then as I got older and like I rewatched it, I was like, this plot is fucking insane. Like for The Matrix.
Yeah.
So it's been cool to like, go back when you're an adult and you watch movies that you did when you were a kid and you find out whether or not like you actually really like them or they suck.
Yeah, I think Doom is great. I like that movie. Like I genuinely like
do?
that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, like
It's got a pretty good cast in it too.
it does.
In the sense of like Carl Urban's in it, and then you got like Rosamund Pike in it. So
and then there's like that scene which like again a scene that made me wince. He gets stabbed with like the rebar in the hand.
oh, when he rips
and he
it,
fucking yanks it out. Like,
yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
What's your favorite Christopher Nolan movie?
Memento.
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 Good choice.
I think that's his best because it's like it was early enough where he wasn't creating because like I'm not a big fan of like spectacle movies.
Okay.
Where like the whole movie is dependent on like this wow factor.
Yeah.
And I feel like especially with like Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
was very much like one of those movies where you go, wow. And that doesn't do it for me.
Oppenheimer, like acting is amazing. Didn't really care, honestly.
Yeah.
And, like that's a hot take with some. I remember we went and saw, and we were like, it's good acting, but like we already knew like what was gonna happen. Like I don't know, they didn't feel like there was really stakes for me in that movie because like I knew he was gonna make the bomb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything else going, like Robert Downey Jr. was amazing in it. But I mean, like an easy choice is The Dark Knight, just because I love the Dark Knight trilogy. But I mean, if I wasn't gonna pick that, I mean, I love The Prestige. A lot of people didn't like Tenet. I love Tenet.
I didn't see Tenet because like I wanted to see it in the theater and all the theaters were still closed down.
That was a bummer.
It's like because Christopher Nolan movies like deserve to be seen on the biggest screen possible.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, the Odyssey
like,
coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm not like super into Christopher Nolan, but I know that like if I'm gonna watch a Christopher Nolan movie,
Yeah.
I gotta fucking watch it in the theater.
Yeah.
You know.
That's how I feel about Denis, the guy who made the Dune movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love his other movies too, though, like Sicario and Prisoner.
Sicario.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I actually saw Sicario. I was living in South Carolina at the time, and I didn't have a lot of friends, so I spent a lot of time alone. And I would go to the movie theater, and I was at the movie theater 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And I got to know the people that worked there actually. But I went and saw Sicario, and I hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah.
I just saw it was playing. And then when I saw it, and I walked out of it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
Benicio,
oh my God.
dude. Benicio del Toro is fucking awesome in that movie. At the end, when he's at the dinner scene. Yeah, dude, that movie is awesome.
When you find out the main character just isn't relevant.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like you've been duped for the past 90 minutes.
I also didn't mention like Fincher movies, like David Fincher.
I like him.
Seven, Fight Club.
You know what's funny is I always laugh at the ending scene of Seven with the box.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're supposed to be outside of New York City. That is nothing what the outside of New York City looks like.
Really?
It's supposed to be the outside of New York City.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's supposed to be like the outskirts of New York City.
That's hilarious.
And it looks nothing like the outskirts of New York City.
Wow. I saw that movie when I was a kid, and that ending just had me like shook. That was like before like the memes and everything. And I've showed that movie to so many friends. That's like one other thing I love to do is like show movies to my friends. Like my last roommate, Matt, I had a list in my phone of movies he just never seen. You know, there was like Gladiator on there, Apocalypto, The Silence of the Lambs, just like really like what I thought were like common movies people had seen. So like that was always a fun experience sitting down with him, and you know, I'd be like, what do you want to watch tonight? He's like, I just want to see someone like having the worst day of their life. I'd be like, oh, dude, I got this. Yeah.
Have you seen any Safdie brother movies?
Yeah.
Big Time is
Good Time. Dude, I just watched it like 2 weeks ago.
It fits the bill for like movies of like people just having the worst fucking day ever. Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Because it's like the thing with their movies is like no matter what like happens or what this character does, it just makes everything worse.
Yes. I really I'm so excited to watch Marty Supreme.
It's good. I liked
it. You saw it?
Yeah, I did. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I didn't hate it, and I wasn't like in love with it.
Yeah.
I think when the Safdie brothers are together, that's when they're like at their peak.
Okay.
And
I didn't see the Smashing Machine either.
it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Benny Safdie directed it. He also edited it.
Okay.
I don't think that he should be editing
Okay.
movies, but it's a good movie. It's more of a showcase for The Rock than it is anything else.
I thought, if anything, I was like, this could help this guy's career immensely. Like, just stepping away from, like, you know, like, I don't know, seeing him in prosthetics, it can kind of, like, I don't want to say, like, disrupt the illusion, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's hard for me to picture him in, like, serious roles when all I've ever seen him in is, like, Jumanji, and he's with that Rampage movie.
Rampage, I actually liked Rampage. I saw that in the theater, and I liked it. I didn't hate it.
Did you see One Battle After Another?
Yes, I
loved that. That was the movie of the year. Same here.
Same here. I think it's the movie of the year. If Sinners beats out One Battle After Another, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I did enjoy Sinners, but I think because I was literally like, I think it was like yesterday, I looked at the Oscar nominations to see who was like up, and I think Timothy's probably going to get Best Actor. I haven't even seen the movie, but just the way like the whole award season's been going, I think One Battle After Another will get Best Picture though.
Yeah, I would like it because Paul Thomas Anderson has been snubbed for years now.
Pretty crazy. Like he's finally like getting his flowers, even like after There Will Be Blood.
Dude, There Will Be Blood is the best movie of the 21st century.
Did you see what Tarantino said?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
He said that Paul Dano was the worst actor, or the weakest actor in SAG.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think Paul Dano's pretty fucking good.
No, he is good.
Yeah,
he is good.
Little Miss Sunshine, Prisoners. He was good in the Batman. There's the Riddler.
Yeah,
I thought so. Anyways.
Yeah, I know. Prisoners is really good too.
I
like Prisoners. I like that movie a lot. Also a movie that doesn't get its flowers.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know, and like as a psychological thriller,
yeah,
that is like top tier.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's so good in that movie, and same with Hugh Jackman, because like Hugh Jackman's like obviously gonna be known for Wolverine forever, but like when you put him in like a role like that, it's like fuck, dude, this guy can act. I don't think any of them got like awards for anything with that movie, which is crazy to me.
They didn't, and I know that like so when it comes to like picking roles, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be really careful. I know that Tim Curry, you know Tim Curry,
yeah.
Right? He almost passed in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Really?
Because he was like, first of all, he's like, I'm going to be in drag, and it's the 70s.
Yeah.
And then he's like, second, he's like, what if this is the only thing that I'm known for?
Wow.
And I can't imagine like being only known for just like Dr. Frankenfurter. Like,
I always think of Home Alone 2.
Yeah, he is in Home Alone 2.
Yeah, like I don't know why, like when it comes to him, like, and I also just rewatched it over the holidays, like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, whenever, because I think that was the first thing I saw him in when I was a kid, was Home Alone 2. But yeah, I definitely know what you mean about like actors. Like you find out like an actor passed on a role, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that would have been interesting to see like what their take would have been on it. But I think there's certain roles that obviously like actors were just like born to play. Like you can't imagine someone else doing it at this point. I mean, like, I want to just stick with like superhero movies, but like, you know, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, like, couldn't imagine anyone else doing it.
It's weird because all of those people came around at the same time and they look exactly like the comic book characters.
Yeah.
Like, Thor, like the guy who plays Thor, Chris Hemsworth, looks exactly like Thor.
Yep.
Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Chris Evans?
Captain America.
He looks exactly like Captain America. Like, all of these people were born at the, like, perfect time.
To play, like, the roles for the age, the characters, and everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that happened.
Yeah, I think, like, there's certain, like, movies that are, like, that are just, like, perfect and won't ever be. Like, I just recently rewatched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I'm just like...
Extended edition?
Yeah, of course. And I'm just like, these are just, like, the most perfectly made movies ever. Like, I've watched, like, the documentary of, like, the behind the scenes, how they made them. It's just, like, the care they put into it. And, like, that's why, like, I think I respect Nolan a lot. Is like his, like, it's so crazy how, like, with CGI and everything, like how practical just even today looks so much better than CGI when you're actually doing stuff. Like, I don't know, like being on location versus like in front of a green screen. Like, don't get me wrong, some people can do it very good. I think it's cool when they do a blend of practical and CGI. Like if you're on a set, but then the background is CGI. Like I saw Zodiac was using CGI for like the San Francisco city shots and stuff like that. Or like when they'd be on like a crime scene, like the background would be CGI. And I thought that was really impressive.
In Mad Max Fury Road, a lot of the like canyon shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all CGI.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know
all
that.
CG. That's the only CG they use in the movie. I know like the car explosions and shit were like real car explosions.
Yeah, that movie blew
But
my mind.
awesome movie.
Yeah.
I feel bad for anybody that didn't see it in the theater.
I saw it in the theaters, and
Did-
I just remember going like, this is a fucking intense movie.
I saw, you know the movie It Follows?
Yes.
I saw that movie in theaters 5 fucking times.
That's a great movie, dude.
There was a girl down south in South Carolina. I was like, I got her to go on a date with me, and I was like, you got to see this movie. And like, I brought her to It Follows.
Yeah.
And I just had all of these, like, I still have the tickets for them.
Yeah.
Like, I have like 5 tickets to fucking It Follows.
I heard they're making a sequel to that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either, because I was late to that movie. I saw Longlegs, and then I was like, the woman in Longlegs, the detective, I can't think of her name, but she's the one in It Follows.
Micah Parsons.
Yes. When I saw her, I was like, she's a fucking good actress. Like, what else has she done? And then I saw It Follows, so I was like, oh, I gotta watch that. I was like, this is a crazy fucking movie. It is, though. Good movie.
It is. That scene where they're like knocks on the door and she opens the door and she's like, it's me. And the fucking giant, like,
behind her.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that scene just gives me chills. That and the other scene that gives me chills too is The Grudge, where she looks in the closet and she sees like the little girl. And then she like backs away and she's like on the ground. And the girl's head starts at the top.
Yeah.
And slides down to the bottom. Oh my god, that scene fucks me up.
Yeah, there's been a few over, I can't, like, nothing's coming to me, but like, I remember when I saw Joker with Joaquin in the theaters, and like the ending when he was on the cop car and like used the blood to like make the smile on his face. I was like, I got chills during that. I was like, that's a fucking great shot.
It is.
Yeah.
And that movie is very much like, it wears its heart on its sleeve.
Yes.
Like you can tell what its inspirations are. Taxi Driver, King of Comedy.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
It's
like
a good movie.
Yeah, I don't mind when people do that.
I couldn't get through the sequel. I watched all of it, but I was not a fan.
I didn't even see it.
It was the most unnecessary sequel I've ever seen.
Todd Phillips, that director, he made a documentary called Frat.
Oh, okay.
And it was a student film that he had made. And he just goes to like different fraternities around wherever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the fraternities he goes to is fucking SUNY Oswego.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, I like I liked War Dogs. I like the movie.
War Dogs is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Todd Phillips and documentaries and music, if you haven't seen Hated, the Gigi Allen story,
I haven't.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So basically Todd Phillips calls up Gigi Allen, and Gigi Allen is in Michigan, and he's on parole because he just got out of prison. Todd Phillips calls him up and goes, I want to make a documentary on you. And Gigi Allen's like, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm in the city. He goes, okay, give me like 24 hours. He just skips parole and fucking goes to New York City and makes a documentary with Todd Phillips.
Wow.
And it's like, if you haven't seen that, check it out because it is insane.
I'll check it out. That sounds awesome.
It's insane. You know who Gigi Allen is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love like any sort of like well, not all documentaries, but I like a lot of documentaries in terms of like I'm a sucker for the Netflix ones, but
the Netflix true crime documentaries are.
Yeah, I was literally scrolling last night and there was like a new one that just came out. I was like, oh, I gotta watch that. But yeah, no, I'll check that out for sure.
All right, well, let's wrap it up here.
All right.
Where can the people find you and where can they find your band?
We're on every streaming service as far as I know, like Apple Music, Spotify. Like those are the two main ones that people use, but I know like we're even on Amazon. You can follow us on Instagram, Affirmations Band. And hopefully we'll get out to playing some shows soon, and I'll definitely send it your way. I'll send you the flyer once we actually like announce something.
Yeah, if I can be there, I'll be there.
Cool. No, that'd be great. I appreciate you having me on. This is really cool what you're doing. Like I said, like it's very cool to just be, having people from the area, like of all different trades. Check out your first episode. Very cool.
Thanks.
So, yeah,
I appreciate
it. Excited to see what else you do.
Yeah, and this is the People Who Live Here podcast. Thank you for listening.